What is autism, or Autism Spectrum Disorder, as it's known? Very often when someone says, I've got autism, I'm autistic, the response people will say is, oh, well, we're all on the spectrum somewhere, aren't we? So I thought I would explain a little bit more about what the autism spectrum is. There's a perception that it's linear, that we go from a little bit autistic to a lot autistic. How well am I being autistic? Or from low functioning, non-conversational, think Rain Man, to high functioning, like Steve Jobs. And those are very often the characters that are called when people say that. So this vision of it being a linear spectrum, that's not the case. It's called a spectrum condition because there are a spectrum of things that fall within the autistic diagnosis. For example, repetitive behaviours, the need for control, problems with verbal and non-verbal communication, problems with social awareness and interaction. There's a range of different things. And to be diagnosed autistic means that actually you have impairments, you have struggles across all or most of those different conditions. So it impacts you every day of your life. They're not things that come and go. You are impacted to some extent across that range of conditions to be diagnosed autistic. And it's important to note that impacted can be positive or negative. So for many people, there are lots of challenges that come with it. But as an example, data processing, attention to detail, and being really strong with data and pattern recognition is very often an autistic strength, certainly one of my strengths. So I can spot patterns in data and I can spot anomalies a mile off. And it was only when I was diagnosed autistic in my 40s that I understood that not everyone can do that, that actually that is an autistic strength. But that comes also with the challenges in those other areas. So not necessarily understanding how other people are feeling, for example. So it's such a range. And that's what the autistic spectrum means. It's not linear. So when people say we're all on the spectrum somewhere, an analogy that I quite like to use is think about glasses. So you can clearly see I wear glasses. Lots of people wear glasses. Lots of people wear contact lenses. And some people don't wear either because they can just see. We wouldn't say we're all sight impaired. We're all on the spectrum of visual impairment. Some people are and some people aren't. They can see. Some people are on the autistic spectrum because they meet those criteria across all of those different aspects, and other people are not on the spectrum, not even a little bit.